So we can start. Oops, second one. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can say Krishna.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha. Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. So we are doing the 33rd class today. Last class we covered the verse Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Yo Vetti Tattvataha Tyaktva Punarjanma Naiti Mameti Sorjuna. So this shloka basically says, one who knows the divine birth and deeds of Lord is not reborn again. He leaves that very body and reaches the Lord. That was the idea of the shloka. And we went through Ramanuja Bhashya there. We went through the details of that. Now we will focus on just a few points which we raised in the last class. Here we see that Ramanuja Acharya talks about what is the nature of that Lord, that is the details of the deeds as sadhu paritrana, as a main aspect of the deed, that is protection of his devotees, as the main aspect of his Avatara Rahasya. These were explained earlier. I just wanted to point out a few points from Vedanta Deshika's Tatparya Chandrika. There it was said that Vinishpanna Samadhistu Muktim Tatreva Janmani. A great devotee who goes to the level of Samadhi can attain Lord in that Janma itself. So we did talk about it last time. And I want to mention this because this connects to the next verse. E yatha prapadyante tam stateva bhajamyaham. These two verses are connected. That's why I want to bring in the connection here. So how does the devotee get the realization in that Janma itself? Upasana poshkalya. That means the power of upasana right there during that Janma itself. So this is a powerful meditation which was said earlier. The term here, Madeka Priyaha, is important. Is Bhakti Rupa Pannatoktihi. What Vedanta Deshika says is his focus on the knowledge of Avatara attains the form of Bhakti. So it is not just knowing the Avatara, but it converts itself into Bhakti. Bhakti Rupa Panna. Madeka Priya means nothing else is interesting to the person, only Lord's information only. Something about the greatness of the Lord's stories, Lord's reality, as that devotee can understand and experience. Aham eka eva priyaha priti vishaya yasya sa madeka priyaha. I am the only object of interest. That is Madeka Priyaha. And in the later I think it's 9th chapter, Lord Krishna himself says, Priyohi jnaninotyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. That is, I am extremely dear to the jnani, and so is that jnani dear to me. That's what Lord Krishna himself says. Here, Madeka Chittaha, the next word says Madeka Chittaha. See the transition into the next stage. Once the person attains great bhakti, the person cannot think of anybody else other than Lord Krishna or the Lord. in whatever form, in whatever avatara form that person knows. Madeka chittaha means samadhyavastha. That is actually the samadhi state. It is interesting to note that Vedanta Deshika always mentions from the Yoga Sutras and many yoga texts, the perfect, the right stage which corresponds to the Ashtanga Yoga. Vedanta Deshika mentions that. So Samadhyavastha is defined as, in his own words, Mai ekasminneva chittam yasyasa madeka chittaha, whose mind is completely focused on me only, me alone. That is madeka chittaha. That means there is no other thought which passes through the mind of this devotee. This is a very powerful stage. Vita-raga-bhaya-krodha manmaya mam upashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhava magataha. We come to this verse which we are going to deal with in this class now. Vita-raga-bhaya-krodha. Raga-bhaya-krodha means, raga means desire, bhaya means fear, krodha means anger. They have won over this Vita-raga-bhaya-krodha, right? Manmayaha mam upashrita. 1 second, just want to check something. Okay. Vita-raga-bhaya-krodha means those who have won over desire, fear, and anger. Manmayaha, totally engrossed in me. Mam upashritaha, resorting to me, having taken refuge in me, they meditate. Bahavaha jnana tapasa putaha. There are many such people, many devotees, many great devotees. Tapasa putaha, purified by contemplation and meditation on the Lord, upasana on the Lord. Madbhava magataha, who have attained my nature due to the contemplation of the knowledge of many incarnations of that Lord, that divine Lord. Ramanuja Bhashya says here, Tadaha Vita-rageti Madiya Janma Karma Tattva Jnanakhyena, that is knowing about the birth and deeds of this birth and deeds of the Lord as it is, Tattva Jnanakhyena, powerfully realizing it. Tapasa Bhuta Bahavaha, many people are purified by their contemplation, their meditation. Evam Samvrittaha, there are many of such people. Tathacha Shrutihi, the Vedas themselves say, Tasya Dhiraha Parijananti Yonim, Tasya Dhiraha Parijananti Yonim. It is a very famous verse. Dhiraha here is important. Those who shine with their intellect. So it's not like the ordinary term called, oh, he's a very intelligent person, and things like that. It's something beyond, whose intellect has penetrated to the subtle, in the sense that beyond the gross world, whose intellect operates in the subtle realm of the Atman. Those people recognize the birth or the avatara of the Parabrahman. Dhiraha dhimatam agresaraha, the greatest of the intelligent. Evam tasya janma prakaram jalantirtaha. They realize when avatara occurs. So avatara is experienced by those great people who recognize that, oh, this avatara has happened now. My God, we need to be closer to that avatara. We need to experience that avatara. So we see number of examples. It seems that Tala Neminiha Shaurihi, Lord Krishna took a Sudarshana Chakra and killed Asura called Kalanemi. At that time, it seems everybody wanted to be there. Only Lord Shiva was there. Nobody else saw him releasing the Sudarshana Chakra and then killing this Kalanemi. This comes in the Pancharatra text, Ahir Buddha Samhita, where Narada wants to understand the nature of Sudarshana Chakra. He does not find anybody who understands the nature of Sudarshana Chakra, because who has seen it? Shiva has seen it. So he goes to Shiva, who has the form of, who is known as Ahirbudnya in his sattvic form, and asks about the greatness of Sudarshana Chakra. So when great events happen, even the Devas, Devatas, everybody want to know, be there to understand and experience the divine nature of the Lord. Tasya janma prakaram jananti ityartaha. Similarly, there are different aspects of Puranas which talk about this in detail. This word tapas is tapa alochane. That means contemplation, thinking seriously. This is just not ordinary contemplation. Let us see some of the nature of those great devotees, example of those great devotees who have had this great vision. We know from the Puranas, in the Bhagavata, they talk about Prahlada, one of the greatest of the devotees. Krishna graha grahita atma naveda jagadidrisham. He was possessed by Krishna, so his mind could not think of anything else. He could not see the world the way other people see, with so many emotions of hatred, jealousy, liking, attraction, greed. All these passions, all these gunas were not at all there. All this ordinary, in fact, not divine gunas were not. That is, Prahlada was the Daivi Prakriti. Prahlada had this wonderful vision that he was not polluted, his mind was not polluted by any other attractions. And we know very well that Nammalvar, it seems that when Nammalvar realized that Lord Krishna has not come back, because he left it early in the morning to graze the cows. And in the evening, Nammalvar was expecting that the Lord would come back home by evening, dusk time. But Krishna did not come back. Because he did not return, Nammalvar, thinking about him, went to Samadhi for 6 months, it seems. Where during that time, nothing else comes in the mind of Nammalvar, but only Krishna. We also, so that is the greatness of this state. Pundarikascha Punyakrita. In the Puranas, they talk about a great devotee called Pundarika, who had the vision of Lord Krishna, who in the form of in a form of Govardhanagiri Dhari, right? But he was in a. It seems that the same Pundarika, due to, in the legend of Pandarapura Vittala, right? Vittala of Pandarapur, they talk about Krishna was waiting right near him in a particular form, and that's exactly because Krishna was realized by Pundarika. Krishna appeared in front of Pundarika at that time, it seems, and that is said in Skanda Purana and Padma Purana, and in the literature of the Pandarapur Vittala, which is even now today one of the greatest shrines in Maharashtra. I don't know whether it's Maharashtra or not. I think it is Maharashtra. We also know that some of the women may be thinking, what about examples of women having such wonderful realization? Shabari is the well-known person. It seems that Shabari was in the Matanga ashrama, Matanga Rishi's ashrama. Several disciples of the Matanga Rishi had already gone to ascended to heaven in the aerial cars. And Shabari wanted to live on just to see Lord Sri Rama. She greeted Sri Rama and Lakshmana, and as Sri Rama was watching she raised a fire out of her yogic power, entered into the fire, and he rose to the holy realm right in front of Rama. And admiring that tapaswani, Sri Rama and Lakshmana walked towards towards Pampa. That's what he said in the Ramayana. So there are very great devotees like Shabari who have realized by pure devotion. In the Bhashya, it is mentioned, Nakrodo, Nachamaritsadyam, Nalobho, Nashubhamati, Bhavanti Krita Punyanam, Bhaktanam Purushottame. This is in the Sahasranama Palashruti Shloka. This relates very well, it matches very well with this verse. Vita-raga-bhaya-krodha we talked about. Krodha is mentioned here. Matsaryam is jealousy. Lobha is greed. All these bad qualities will not come into the minds of the devotees of Purushottama, pure devotees. Why is that? Again, Madeka Priya means it is Madeka Priya is reflected in the idea. It's the same meaning is shown in Vita-raga-bhaya-krodha. How is that? Why do we have desire? Desire is for external objects. And if that external object is taken away, krodha, that is, anger comes up. We get very angry. And if, suppose we think of future, and oh, what if something happens to my car somewhere there? What if something happens to my possessions? All this thinking about future and exaggerating it and becoming afraid of it, that is bhaya. All this are absent in a pure devotee, because a pure devotee does not like anything other than God. There is no real. In fact, we can test a pure devotee by taking away what he really likes, and then see how it affects the life of that person. I'm so sorry to say this, because this test is very hard for many people, and they will realize who a pure devotee is. If something so important to that person is lost, and we can see, so it is not easy to say, it's not easy to get to that state of pure devotion. It's very hard. We know that by the story of Mirabai, who said, Mere to giridhara dusura na koi. So, Mere to giridhara dusura, 1 second, let me just shut off. Dusura na koi. It's a wonderful, wonderful shloka, a wonderful verse sung by Mirabai. I have nothing else other than Giridhara Gopal. So we see real people who have such devotion and who have realized Lord. The same thing was explained here. In this, exactly same things were written by Vedanta Deshika in Tatparya Chandrika. That's what was explained already. The term manmayaha is very important. Manmaya means totally filled, absorbed in the Lord. We have the example of Gopikas Threes, who used to think that dadhi means, they were selling, dadhi means yogurt, grita means ghee, khira means milk. So they were just selling this, and because they were always thinking of Lord Krishna, Govinda, they used to say yogurt as Govinda, ghee as Damodara, milk as Madhava. Swami Deshika says in Yadavabhyudaya, Vikretu Kama Kilagopa Kanya Murari Padarpita Chitta Vritti Dadhyadikam Moha Vashada Vochate Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Interested in selling these Gopika strays, Murari Padarpita Chitta Vritti, totally devoted, absorbed in the meditation of the lotus feet of the divine Lord Krishna, used to address yogurt as Govinda, ghee as Damodara, and milk as Madhava. This is the level of absorption those great devotees had. Madhava, now with such devotion, what happens? Where will they reach? What will happen? What state will they get? Vedanta Deshika here says this is very specific to Ramanuja Bhashya, because in Ramanuja Bhashya, in the state of moksha, the jiva does not become one with Brahman. Jiva does not become one, identical to the Lord. Jiva is always separate in the Ramanuja Bhashya, in the traditional Ramanuja Bhashya. So in the state of Mukti Avastha, there is no Tadatmya. Tadatmya means becoming one, or one with Brahman. And is because Vedanta Deshika says that becoming one is not, it is opposed to the Shruti, Smriti, and Sutras and all the Pramanas. In the textbooks, that's what you see, that in the Brahma Sutras, Jagat Karanatva, Antaryamitva, Lakshmipatitva, and Vibhuswarupa are all not allowed, not said about Jiva. Jiva will not become the cause of the universe. Jiva will, once Jiva attains moksha, does not become Antaryami. He does not become the Lord of Sri Mahalakshmi or the husband of Mahalakshmi. He does not become Vibhu, that means all pervading. So, because he does not become all those things, Jiva is always separate in the state of moksha, in the Vishishtadvaita, traditional view of Vishishtadvaita. Let us leave it as the traditional view of Vishishtadvaita. Right? There are some complications here. We will go about, we will talk about complications here later, but this is the traditional view. So we can say, the stone is equal in weight to gold. And as far as the balance is concerned, it may show stone is just as heavy as gold. They are all both equal, we can say, but equal is only in some aspect, only in the aspect of weight, not in the aspect of brightness or value or anything like that. So, Madbhava Magataha means we should say similar to Paramatma, similar to the Lord. That's what we should take. And Vedanta Deshika reminds us about it. Next verse is, Ye yathamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. The verse, the simple meaning, overview meaning of this is, whoever takes refuge in me, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, whoever takes refuge in me in any manner, in any manner whatsoever, I favor them in the same manner. I appear to them in the same manner. I give them the same experience they want. These devotees experience me in different ways, O Arjuna. That's what Lord Krishna says. Let's go into the details. Ye yathamam prapadyante, that means the way people surrender to me or take refuge in me. That's what Lord Krishna says. Tam stataiva bhajamyaham, I reciprocate in the same way they want me to reciprocate. Mama vartma anuvartante means the devotees follow me, follow my nature, follow my deeds, follow my activities, follow my divine Leela all the time. Sarvashaha. Oh, so Lord Krishna knows the nature of devotees very well, obviously. Ramanuja Bhashya here says, Na kevalam deva manushyadi rupena avatirya mat samashrayana apekshanam paritranam karomi. Instead of reading the whole Bhashya, let us get to some details in a slightly different way. Sorry, I have put a little bit too much on this slide. See, the meaning here, the summary of the meaning here is, devotees seek the Lord in different ways. They, remember the Gopikas trees, Kamat Gopyaha. The Gopikas were interested, they were madly in love with Lord Krishna. Right? Shabari was interested in a different way. So different devotees have a different way of, they show their affection to the Lord in different ways. Yashoda had a totally different way of affection as a mother to Krishna. Here, this verse has some very significant meaning. Na kevalam deva manushyadi rupena avatirya mat samashrayana apekshanam paritranam karomi. Mat samashrayana apekshanam paritranam karomi. So the earlier portion of the couple of other verses says paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. In that verse, explanation was given that the Lord appears in a similar way like Deva, Manusha, etc. But even that rule is cancelled here. Lord will come in whatever form the devotees want. And we will go into details of that a little bit later. Apitu e matsamashrena apeksha yatha yena prakarena swapekshana mam sankalpe prapadyante. In whatever form they resort to me, I will help them, I will show them, I will reveal to them the way they want me to reveal. I will bless them with whatever they want. So this is not according to my own wishes. When he takes an avatara, it was said that, he takes avatara in his own form, he chooses his own form, his own time to have, to appear as an avatara, his own place. He chooses his parents, he chooses the time, everything like that, right? Here it says, it doesn't matter, 24/7, whenever people sincerely pray to me, I appear to them in whatever way they're asking, they want. Himatra Bahuna, what else? What more should be said here? All people have their mind, all devotees have their mind steadfast in me alone. That is, the pure devotees only have me in their mind. Mama Vartma Mat Swabhavam Sarvam, that is my form, my story, my deeds, all these things are the favorite thing, and they constantly meditate on them. Even though Yoginam Vang Manasa Gocharamapi, these are beyond even yogis. Beyond the thought or mind of the yogis, that is the real activities and real nature of the Lord. But he appears to them directly, visibly, palpably in reality. So this is how. So what he is trying to say here is, Lord Krishna is real, not just during his avatara. Anytime, anywhere, people are sincerely devoted to Lord Krishna, he will appear to them the way they want. This is the Saulabhya of the Lord. That means he is easy to please. He's available every time, not just during some few thousand years ago. Here, a introduction is given to his Archa Avatara, the manifestation of the Lord in Kaliyuga in the form of Archa. So many Alvars and Acharyas have devoted their lives to Archa Avatara Seva, and to see the Lord in Archa and to pray to them in Archa. What Lord Krishna is saying is, you can pray me through an Archa form of any kind or through a soligram or something. I will verily be there for you. I will verily bless you. This is a very important aspect. This ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sateva bhajamyam shows his karuna to be accessible to everybody who may not have the maturity of devotion like Shabari or Prahlada, that such a person will somehow communicate, the Lord will communicate to these people through such avatars. So this Lord Krishna is available to different levels of aspirants. That's what is mentioned here. So some people think about Lord as Pati, Putra, Sarathi. Arjuna thought that Krishna was just charioteer. And some people may think about him Varaha, Narasimhadi Rupa. Whatever form devotees want, that's in that form Lord appears to them. We will go to this particular verse later in the next shloka. We'll stop here and open the class for questions. Any questions? Live questions?
No questions from our side, Krishna.
No questions. Okay.
I have a very basic question.
Please go ahead.
What if you don't know what you seek? You said that Krishna, he gives to people what they seek, but what if the seeker doesn't know what they seek?
Good question. Good question. Lord will guide that person as to what is good for that person. See, you remember in the Pratardana Vidya, Pratardano Nama Devo Dasihi, right? When Pratardana meditated on Indra, and Indra appeared to him and said, you are a wonderful person, you have meditated on me for so long, what do you want? Pratardana asked, Yan Manushyaya Hitatamam Manye, whatever you think is good for me, can you give that to me? Because Pratardana doesn't know what to ask for. So Lord is the dearest person to anybody, whatever situation that person may be in. Lord is verily inside that person, accessible to that person. So he knows what your problems are, what a devotee's problems are. He will directly help that person out. It's an intrinsic relationship, integral relationship. Like how light is in the sun, sun has light. Like the Paramatma is with us all the time. And that person knows what the problems are, what a devotee is facing. The Lord knows. Sarvajnandana. He is a Sarvajna. The next verse is a little different. That's why I stopped a little bit earlier today. Pankshantah karmanam krishnam yajantaya devataha. The subject changes totally. These few shlokas which we talked about earlier was about devotion, was about Avatara Rahasya and details. But now the subject changes in the 4th chapter. That's why I wanted to take some time off. Any other question? we are taking a little bit longer to do 4th chapter. Hopefully, we'll speed up in the next few classes. We will see again this Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam also comes up in the next verse. That's a little detailed verse. We'll go through that. Hopefully, we'll be able to do more justice than what we're doing now. Anything else?
Basic question on asking what we want, or especially when we don't know what to ask. There is always a tendency to ask in for example, for a lokahita, for example, if you pray, let people be free from this coronavirus, that's also asking for a phalam, right?
Definitely. See, why is that phalam? You think about it, right? That means, see, coronavirus is only one form of virus. 10 years back, there was SARS virus. At the time, please help people out from SARS virus, right? So, see, that is because of the fear of losing the dear ones, fear of losing themselves, fear of, it doesn't matter. See, the thing is, Kotimanam Swami, my guru, was saying in Tamil, he says, "Ha, Perumal unnu kekradappa, ellarum nannaveipa, appa, Perumale, ellarum nannaveipa." Avan manasla ennadana, ellarum appadina thaanum sendirukapar andha groupla. Enna nannaveipa main ah, vera vellam konjam secondary dhaan. ஆனா சொல்றது என்னன்னா எல்லாரும் நன்னாவே பாப்பா அப்படிங்கிறது. ஸோ என்னன்னா இட் ஆல் பிகம் ஸ்வார்த்தா அட் தி எண்ட் ஆஃப் தி டே. இப்போ வந்து பிதரம் மாத்திரம் தாரான் புத்திரான் பந்துன் செகண்ட் இதெல்லாம் விட்டு உனக்கு வந்து சரணாகதி பண்றேங்கிறான். இந்த பகவத்கீதாலே வருது இல்லையா?
ஆமா.
ஸோ no attachment to anything else is a very, very powerful clause. There are no exceptions. Indirect way of asking, these are all just asking. When somebody belongs, when say that I'm sold to you, I'm a slave, I'm completely yours, do what you have to do. In I think there is a verse called Shikshashtakam, Pinashtumam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, doesn't matter what you do, use me in whatever way you want. That's the devotion a true devotee should have. No conditions whatsoever, no secondary asking, nothing else. Bhakti yoga mandrathu romba easy illai. Bhakti yoga is not easy. Somebody may think that I'm going to the temple every day. I have a great devotion of the Lord, great devotion to the Lord. It's just okay. Oh, you're getting better. Okay, you're going there. It's okay. Good job. Go ahead. But that's not enough. Avichinna taila dharavate abdingra. Bhakti, when the bhakti becomes powerful, it's like oil flowing without a break. The thoughts only focus on the Lord and nothing else. Then Lord's, please, I think you asked me a question and then I'm going a little deeper here.
You're right on track.
Think about this properly. When people think that, they're doing Bhagavad Aradhana or some, they're taking a Saligrama or something and then, or a small Murti, whatever, and they're praying to them. Most people think that, what's the big deal? We're just, I'm getting late to work. I got to do it within 10 minutes. We will have so many conditions, and then we should try to fit some things and try to, oh my God, do I have gas in the car so that I can get to work faster? Do I have to stop at the gas station? All these thoughts may go into our minds. What happens is this is just preparation. And not only that, when you truly meditate on the Lord while doing aradhana, while doing any while doing your prayers, if you're very, very sincere, right within from your mind, God remembers that. God will start answering your question from within. This is known as anugraha. Graha means you hold on to something. You hold on to the Lord tight. You hold on to Lord only. nothing else, good or bad. When you are experiencing enjoyments, when you're having a lot of trouble, when people around you having trouble, whatever may be, if you focus only on the Lord, He will give the power from within. First, He gives you abhayam, sattva samshuddhihi, jnana yoga vyavastitihi. In the 12th chapter, He says, first, from within, all the fear will go away. Abhayam. Then, sattva samshuddhihi, your rajasa tamo gunas will go away. Passion, tamasic gunas, lethargy, all this will go away. Your sattvika guna, that is attraction to knowledge and understanding the pure nature of life. All these qualities will increase within you. Anugraha, that means you hold on to the person, Lord comes within and reciprocates. In fact, I don't mind quoting from any person, right? One sentence made by Sri Ravi Shankar was very interesting to me. Somebody asked Sri Ravi Shankar, what is meditation? And he says, meditation is not what you do as focus on the Lord. Meditation is not what you do, but meditation is what happens when you do. So a true meditator will start finding the reaction, finding the experiences from within directly. And then he says, oh, I am going on the right path. I have this internal, hand of protection from somewhere appearing and telling me that I'm okay. So that gives him energy, ashwasana, what they call in Sanskrit. And that devotee goes further. So don't take devotion lightly. It has value. It has real value, palpable right here at any time, any moment. That's true. And I'm sure many devotees have their own experiences like this.
Speaking from my own experience, Krishna, we have a ritual to follow, however simple or complicated. We follow some sort of ritual just to bring in some format when we are engaged with God. Let us put it that way. But the ritual is contradicting to, it's kind of a catch-22. If you focus on anubhavam, the ritual goes to for a 6. You can't do what you're supposed to do. But then if you focus on ritual, the anubhavam is not there. It's very, very hard to find a balance between these two.
Eventually, you will get over it. See, the thing is, we have to understand that we are at a very low level. At least me, I'm not talking about other people. I can never say what others are. Right? I'm at a very low level. So what I can tell is the ritual is important too, because it gives you discipline to get up at a particular time and do the right things at the right time. The ritual will help you a little bit, but you have to go far beyond the ritual. Like how in the 4th chapter they say the karma is one thing. The jnana portion of the karma is the most important thing. The jnana portion of the karma is the essence of karma yoga. That's what is the subject of this chapter, 4th chapter. So what happens is while doing the ritual become automatic. Like how, initially when you learn driving, you constantly are looking, oh, where is the gear? Oh, am I pressing the brake or not? You're watching all those things while you're learning driving, right? But once you're good at it, you don't really look for anything. Automatically by looking, in fact, you might be listening to music or listening to whatever, and then you're watching many things. Everything becomes automatic. Then your mind is not focusing on these activities. So similarly in ritual has got also a higher level of importance. Let me explain to you a couple of more. See, just for example, when you do Sandhya Vandana, what they do is you take water like this and you put you do the like this, and you turn around and say Savadityo Brahma, and you turn around, and some in the Smarta tradition they do like this and say Asavadityo Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. They say something more, right? Whatever. When you say, some people like youngsters ask, why do you do all these things? You do some actions like this, and then you turn around. What's the point in that ritual? It's just mentally, if you think about what is the meaning of that verse, that's enough. You don't need to have all these moments or take water and sip water, say Achyutanama, Anantanama, Govindanama. You sip water and do all those things. Why do you need this physical activity? Because in our body, there are a lot of nadis and touch points in our body. When you do the right things, that is known as mudra. When you have the right focus, Namaskar mudra, we say Namaskar as mudra. That infuses some thought in you. The rishis have found out that mudras, Surabhi mudra, they say. Like, if you when you do offering to the Lord, we use this mudra in a different way, in the Surabhi mudra. And we use some other mudra like this, when you see the Surya Avalokana mantra, right? And there are different mudras the rishis have said, because when you raise your hands, when you do many things like that, the thought patterns change in your mind. What the rishis have found out is, so even when you meditate, you sit in a particular way. When you do japa, you sit in a particular way, because those postures will reduce your rajasa, tamasa gunas and makes your mind clearer to go through the process of meditation or some prayer. So simple, right? If you go and many people may say, I like to sleep and read, right? They sleep off and they want to read for examination, and they keep this light from somewhere, and then he's just sleeping, they just watch. 10 minutes later, they're asleep. But if you are sitting somewhere with a desk or something, and maybe in a library or something, you're not going to go to sleep. You're going to focus, right? Because our postures themselves affect our brain. So the rituals have a real value. Hope that's clear and hope it's relevant.
Yeah, very useful. Thank you, Krishna.
Anything else? Okay. Namaskaram. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Asmat Paramagurubhyo Namaha. Asmat Sarvagurubhyo Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. We'll hopefully do a class next week from a different home. I'm moving out of this home. Namaskar.
Thank you, Krishna.